Evening, California City under the microscope tonight after a scathing Kern County grand jury report released yesterday. It all comes as the city facing potential cuts for city employees.
Well, this is great news.
Well, that report goes into great detail of potential mismanagement of California City, and it all comes during a whirlwind of a time for the people who live here. The city of over 13,000 is under the microscope tonight after a scathing report from a Kern County grand jury, whose inquiry began after they got numerous complaints about the management and governance here.
Yeah, but you'll need to come into the office for that one. I can only do Visa or MasterCard over the phone. All right, have a good day.
Hi, we need Anna, HR.
Who?
Anna, HR. Thank you.
I'll see if I can get her on the phone. If not, I'll go see if I can.
Okay.
Hey, Anna. I have a question for you. Sure.
Could I ask for your help? This lady needs to be able to have customers stand here. And
Excuse me, we're dealing with the HR lady right now. We have official. No, I'm not dealing with you.
well,
I suggest because
I'm
you're an
asking for some
intimidating.
help.
You don't need help. You know what you need? You need
we
therapy.
need these people to be able to come and do their business here.
You understand what we're here for?
confidentially.
The police department told me to come over and speak with Anna.
I need this counter to be open for
Then come
these
out here and
people to be
speak
able
to me, please.
Do business with us.
Take the smirk off your face, man, because you're in big trouble.
No, why don't you
You're in
take-
big trouble. You're in big trouble.
Don't
Walk
interfere
away.
with the customers.
Don't
that need
interfere
to do
with me.
business.
Hey, there's no customers. Just go away. Just get out of here.
This is where I work.
Yeah. Well, this is too good for you. This is the best job you're ever going to get. The best job you're ever going to have in your John Wayne pose. You're just an ass, man.
Somebody helping you? No, just
Is Anna coming out? Are you coming out, Anna?
1 to 2 or 3. Yeah. Well, it has been interesting. So please don't interfere with people who need to talk to the clerks.
Don't bark orders to me. Please
Don't
means nothing to you.
interfere.
You're just a tyrant.
Don't block the counter.
I'm not blocking. I've got official business here. I've got official
Do you
business
need
here.
to pay a water bill? This is a cashier's window.
She's already helped me. She's already helped me. Okay.
Just don't interfere with people
Hey,
needing to
quit
come
telling
and
me
pay
what
their
to
water bill.
do. Nobody here. Just go back in your office and look at your Cupid dolls, man.
I can't slow down, I can't hold back, though you know I wish I could.
So, I'm going to see why it's taken so long to respond to my complaint about the incident, which is on the first video. Hello.
Hi.
Hi there.
Hello.
So, could somebody speak to me regarding a complaint that was filed about a year ago? I received no response regarding it. I don't have the paperwork on me, however, I do have my name. It involved the city manager, the police chief, and the mayor were in the video. So everybody knows that video.
And you want to speak to?
I want to find out why it's taken so long for them to give me a response of my complaint against what happened to me.
Okay.
I was cornered in a corner by the city manager over in City Hall.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm just not familiar with your complaint.
Yeah, that's what this video is about,
Okay.
and that's what my complaint is about. And I dealt with the chief of police who witnessed everything, and and the conversation we had was, how could he be an impartial witness? So that's the video.
Okay.
And I've never heard back. So
Okay.
it seems like for over this length of time, I should have heard something. So that's what I'm trying to find out, if and when it's going to be completed.
Okay. Let me see who I can get for you. Okay.
Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it.
Hey,
Hey, I remember you.
how have you been?
You've grown quite a bit.
No, the same Same big guy.
Sean.
Hayes, yes. How have you been?
Phil, I've been all right, man.
Been good?
But
What's going on?
I'm disappointed.
Yeah?
You're out here. She informed you why.
Yeah, you said that you hadn't gotten follow-up or anything like that? Yeah, the case was reviewed with the video and all that, and it was deemed that there was no crime committed.
Right. Well, as I indicated when I met you, I knew it wasn't going to go anywhere.
Right. Yeah, you did say that.
Of course I did.
Yeah.
And I said a few other things. But as it ended up, which is expected, I'm disappointed that I didn't get a letter at least telling me that I had to drive up here to ask that. That's why I'm disappointed. I knew it wasn't going to end in my favor. I knew that, all right?
Okay.
City manager's the boss.
Sure.
Of the police chief. I told the police chief, how can you be a witness? You witnessed it, you're impartial, you're the chief. Right. So I understand that. That's not why I'm disappointed.
Okay.
I expected that.
Okay.
I'm here because I'm disappointed nobody notified me and I had to spend gas money coming up here.
Okay. Well, we don't typically make those notifications for criminal complaints. We would if it was a citizen complaint against an officer, then we would do the typical investigation, and then we would notify the complainant.
Okay.
But because it's a criminal investigation, we don't have that process. But that's a good idea.
Oh man, that's how they skated it, because he's the top wig, but he's a city official and not a police officer, so you guys don't follow with that formula. Even though you're saying to me it's a good idea, I bet you they wouldn't implement it. How would you implement it?
Can you still file a complaint that way?
A citizen complaint?
Yeah.
Against the city manager, I don't know. That would be something that would be handled at City Hall. Because like you said, he's our boss, so we can't really.
Right.
Like I said, we did look into the criminal complaint, and there was no crime that was committed. As you said, it wasn't going to go anywhere.
Right.
As far as a citizen complaint against the city manager, I don't know how they would handle that.
Okay, so,
Possibly, but Mr. Stockwell's not with us anymore.
oh, well, that's surprising, considering how much bad publicity came from the last article I read where an individual was suing the city, and Mr. Stockwell and the mayor agreed to go into your funds of this police department, take the $300,000 without city council approval to pay him off, and then figure out how they're going to replenish it somehow. It's amazing that he is gone. I don't know why he would be gone.
Right.
You were aware of that story.
Vaguely, yeah.
Vaguely, okay. Well, vaguely or peripherally, however you want to say, adjacent to it. You're aware of it. Right. Next door, whatever. Okay.
I know there was a payout. As far as how it was done and all that, I wasn't involved in that.
Yeah, no, I don't expect that. So, but I get it. You can't comment, but I can. You can just listen to me as I shout up 3 feet higher. All right. Well, anyways, he is no longer here.
No.
I understand the process. I wish I would have known it.
In fact, everybody involved is no longer here.
Okay, so the chief is gone too?
Correct. I'm the interim chief now.
You're the interim. And what are the possibilities of you becoming the chief then?
I don't know.
How's that happen? They got to vote him?
They've taken applications. The position was open for a while. They've taken applications, and then we'll go through the process. Whatever the city deems that would be, I would assume it's a typical review of application, interview, and that kind of thing.
Well, you remember how our interaction went when I met you the first time, right? Mm-hmm. And you remember the things that I told you?
Not really.
Wow, dude, they were compliments. Right. How can you forget compliments?
I don't know. I talk to a lot of people.
All right. Well, yeah, but you're talking to people. You should remember compliments.
We had a good conversation, and things went well.
Well,
I do
you come out. You know how to present yourself because when training they tell you the relaxed position. You're the first guy. What are you, like 6'8"?
I'm 6'7".
6'7". You're the first guy. Your demeanor, it's wonderful, and you're coming out here so relaxed. I've never seen this type of relaxation. That foot posture shows,
especially
because most guys are like this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's good. Maybe.
Yeah.
Hopefully you clean it up.
The cameras are intimidating.
Yeah, we understand.
As the saying goes, if you want to clear a room full of cops, bring in a camera.
So they cleaned house. What about the mayor? Is she still here?
No, there's a new mayor.
Okay, so because what I read,
that was an election thing.
It became an investigation with the feds.
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know? That was peripheral adjacent? Okay.
I have no idea about that.
Okay, yeah, I think that was investigated. I could be wrong. That's my opinion. I'm sticking to it.
Sure.
So, well, it's good. You cleaned house. You're interim. And
We're working on
you
it.
at least told me that because I think, listen, that's what I told you. When I met you, I told you I know it's not going anywhere.
You did.
I that?
Yes, you did.
Okay, I did.
How many officers are here in California City?
The full police department?
Yeah.
I think we're up to 11 now.
Body cams
Yes.
on every one of them?
Yep.
Kalakio's still here?
Yes.
Good. Tell him Phil came by.
He's here right now.
He is?
Yeah. He's on duty. Yeah.
What, he's patrolling or in here?
He's patrolling.
Okay. Maybe I'll run into him.
I thought you said he was in here right now.
Oh, he's on duty.
Oh.
All right. Well, the last thing was, so I requested, when was that this is my question. When was that investigation concluded? My investigation concluded.
I would have to look, but
Can you do that? Because
short time after it was made.
How short?
I don't know exactly.
Okay, but like within a month maybe? Couple
Maybe,
months?
maybe.
Okay, because I'd like to find that out because I think it was a total, what can I say? I could come up with words. You want me to say cover up? So I called for the body cam footage from the city hall. Remember when you helped me come over and requested it, that whole debacle?
Yeah.
Okay, they have up to a certain time frame to get it and send it to me.
Okay. Not body cams, you're talking about the cameras in
I
City Hall.
misspoke, yeah,
Okay.
I misspoke.
I understand.
Right. So they had a certain amount of time to get it to me,
Right.
and then,
You submitted a public records request.
right, and then that time went, and I requested to find out what the problem was, and they didn't respond to I think it must have been 3 months later, because I didn't keep hounding them. I knew they were playing with me. I mean, if they're not responding within a few months, I've got to take kind of that. I'm not going to say, oh, you guys are busy, I know. No, they're messing with me. It's common sense. So I finally, 3 months later, get a letter that they're not going to send it to me because it's a ongoing case. That's why what I'm saying is I have the date frame that shows when it was concluded versus that letter 3 months later. Not that, it's not going to go on Netflix, but it just shows what's going on with the city, with the transparency.
I have a question. So now that there's new people involved, could he re-request everything that he did before?
Re-request a criminal investigation?
Yeah, yes.
That's already been completed.
So nothing else can be done? What you're saying.
Unless there's new evidence.
Ooh, let's look at some new evidence, Phil. That's what you do.
Did you ever watch it?
I did.
Look, whether a crime,
And it's exactly as you said. He got very close to you and...
that's not how a
that kind of
public
thing.
official works, should
Right.
behave.
Is it criminal? No.
Right.
But
Well, I wanted to shed light. Well,
He's a good guy, man.
I guess you're, yeah, man.
I appreciate it.
It was Sean.
Shannon. Yeah.
All right, Shannon.
Mind if I get your name and badge number?
I'm Shannon Hayes.
Uh-huh.
My badge number is 53022.
Thank you. Interim chief?
I am the interim chief of police, yes.
All right, well, when we're going to leave the city, we're going back on our computers, and you're getting a good Yelp review.
All right.
So next time I come through here, it's gonna look like
Hopefully.
paradise?
That's a tall task. We'll see what we can do.
Hopefully it doesn't get worse than it was, man.
No. There's a lot of things in the works to improve the city. And
Tyson's up here.
I had heard he was, and then he backed out. I don't know.
Oh,
if
he did?
I don't know.
Okay.
I
was
know he
adjacent.
was here. I met him.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Very nice.
When he did a groundbreaking with his property.
Okay.
But I don't know if he's still here or not.
Huh, okay.
I don't know.
Well, at least you got a picture that you could sell on
Right.
eBay.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
All right, we'll let you
All
go,
right.
man.
All right.
So is that
Good talking.
dispatch right here?
No, that's our records department.
Records department, okay. So if somebody calls dispatch and says, we see suspicious people with the camera, what is dispatch gonna tell them? We'll send
They're just going to
somebody
send
right
an
out?
officer out to talk to him, yeah, find out what's going on. Yeah, I mean, there are some calls that the dispatchers will have discretion on, but they may be able to clear the call through dispatch with giving whatever information.
How about
they need.
asking a question? Are they standing on a sidewalk other than filming?
As long as that person isn't doing nothing illegal, Do we really need to waste resources and send an officer out? You know, just because, like, let's say a man is riding a bicycle and he's like, I don't know, maybe he's just wearing a tutu or something. It's weird, somebody don't like it. And they're like, I don't like the guy, he looks suspicious. But he's not doing anything illegal, so now we gotta send an officer and risk the man's life or risk.
Well, we also have to look at, if, as you said, he's out walking around in a tutu. Is there some other thing that we need to look at? Is he under the influence of something? Does he have some kind of mental instability we need to check out? Maybe he needs help. Not everything's criminal, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sometimes we just need to help people. No, we understand everybody's not a criminal.
Cool. And you know what's, I think that that might be good in a sense, but that can be overused because sometimes, let's say an officer gets out there, and you know how people are sometimes defiant. They're like, you know what, man, I'm not doing anything illegal, so you just back off.
Sure.
And the officer's like, wait a minute.
Right.
You know, I have the right to ask you, do you need medical attention? Oh, you're detained because we got a call on you. So now we're going to call medical detention. We're going to let them determine if you need medical help now. But in reality, the guy's just pissed off. He's like, you know what, man, I'm not doing nothing illegal. Get the hell away from me. I didn't make the call. You tell dispatch to call the person back and say the guy did nothing wrong.
You try to ID him?
That's try to ID him?
Yes,
It would depend. It would depend. And there's lots of, who knows, there's a lot of variables in every call. You just never know.
So,
I don't attempt to ID everybody that I come across. I mean, I haven't asked anybody here for identification.
You're not getting it from me, Buster.
Right.
So what I would like to see is somehow finding a way to empower more the 80% of the good officers to weed out the 20%. If that is pretty accurate, or whatever.
If that is accurate, I would agree with you.
Yeah, so that's kind of what, you know, and in reality, the reason why I spoke about the situation as far as like calls and dispatch and sending people out to calls that are not, you know, let's train these dispatchers as well. Like,
because that discretion can be abused.
Yeah, exactly. And what's that, let's say that 20%, one of the bad officers goes to that call and abuses their power and stuff like that, then it just really, the whole department will lose credibility and trust, you know, in the community and stuff like that. So that's kind of trying to find some common ground. And I will say this, man, like, you have a really good attitude, and there's an officer in Bakersfield, shout out to Ferguson. He's a really good dude.
Andrew Ferguson?
I think that's his name. He's like a senior officer.
He's a good guy.
If you can make that guy like chief or something over here somewhere, man, let's do that.
I know
that guy has a really good attitude.
He's a good guy.
And I've seen him out there, and he's been like pretty cordial to me and a lot of different people.
A tall white guy too.
Yeah. So like that's kind of, I believe, what we need out there. People with good attitudes and we should get rid of qualified immunity. Let me throw that in there. Get rid of qualified immunity as well.
Do you support the blue stripe?
Do I support the blue stripe? What do you
Blue line flag. The blue line.
Yeah.
Do you rock that?
Come
on. My vehicle?
Yeah. On your vehicle, patrol vehicles in here?
No.
Okay. Do our patrol vehicles in your department now? It's your department, right? Do they have the blue line flag on their vehicles?
Not that I can think of.
There is a disconnect between the public and law enforcement because of those 20%, maybe 20% bad officers, and we all know that there's officers out there that do bad things, that there is a disconnect between law enforcement and the public, general public. And not only that, a lot of veterans are pissed off about that flag too. We get that on our channels, a lot of comments.
I've never heard that.
So if you knew, now that you know, now you heard it, maybe it's something you might want to think about, and maybe even eliminating that you know, that discomfort or that whatever between the law enforcement and the people, because in reality, man, you guys are people too.
Sure.
You know, and there's good and bad in everything, and you know, we pay you guys, and we expect to be treated properly. When even if I'm walking and rocking and rolling with a pink tutu. You know what I mean? As long as I got shorts on, whatever. Well, it might be weird to somebody, but it's not illegal.
We all expect that, no matter whether I'm in this uniform or not. We expect to treat people properly, right?
Right. That's
so
true.
it's just.
But if you guys deserve qualified immunity,
things we learned when we were little kids, right?
Yeah. Can you imagine if families, like, just say the public, right, and say, well, this kid over here from the Lopez family did something wrong, but we got to take it to the family. Says, wait a minute, we're going to do an internal investigation on Johnny Rotten over here. We know he's a bad kid, but we're going to do an internal investigation. that doesn't work, right? Like it doesn't. Like
Sometimes.
Little Johnny's gonna, it might, but that's not how it is for the public. That's how it is for police.
Sometimes, I mean, it's, again, we talk about discretion. There's sometimes where kids do something wrong, then we're gonna let the family handle it.
Yeah, that's right. Well,
They know the kid better than we do, right? Obviously, there's laws and regulations we have to follow, and if it's a case that we have to step in, then we have to. There's no wiggle room about that. But if it's something minor that a kid did, or maybe it's just a bad decision, and the family can correct it.
right. Maybe, you know what, maybe that was a bad example. Maybe this kid is 33 years old already. You know what I mean? We're gonna do an internal investigation because he doesn't want to move out of the house, so we know he's a bad kid.
That may not work, no.
Yeah.
But the difference is with the family, there's no oversight, right?
Right.
With us, there's always people looking at what we're doing,
You know, there's the
paying attention. Here we are,
Even
paying
more.
attention to what we're doing.
Because of guys like that, because of guys like these guys and myself.
These guys.
we go out and record and we highlight sometimes the bad things and you know, and sometimes like more than ever before, you know, I would say highlighting what is really wrong in the system.
Right.
And if, you know, if there's really no complete oversight, internal investigations, I mean, and in reality, man, if you really think about it, qualified immunity came into effect in 1967, 3 years after the Jim Crow laws were repealed. And this guy was convicted on because he went into an all-white restaurant and he took it to the Supreme Court in '67, and he said, well, the judge is like, well, the officer and the judge, the state judge that convicted you, how are they supposed to know the law? Like, they just did it in good faith, right? They did their job in good faith.
Yeah.
And so they said, well, you know what, man, we can't expect all law enforcement officers to know the law, so what we're going to do is we're just going to give qualified immunity throughout the nation. And
Well, I think it's, for me, the qualified immunity and what you're talking about with good faith is officers act on the information they have at that time. As we all know, things with law enforcement, laws in general, they're dynamic, they're changing all the time. So if an officer is acting on information that had changed, then you have that good faith. But we have to look at, I mean, did it change 3 years ago and now that's not good faith, right?
Look, and maybe this might be a bad example, but it seems to me like a bunch of high school students are out babysitting as police officers the nation, but if somebody screws up, they gotta hire somebody who's actually gone to law school, spent a lot of years in college, and not, you gotta pay this person a lot of money who supposedly knows the laws, but this lawyer might even know sometimes that this officer doesn't get off with qualified immunity, right? But he still takes the money anyway. We see this in what we do today, we see this going on, and it's a system that is so broken. The lawyers are empowered, the police,
The judges aren't.
I wouldn't argue that it's not perfect.
judges have absolute immunity.
That's the best to say.
Police don't know what their job is when they take an oath.
That's not true.
That's the most important question you ask them.
Can you recite your oath to me?
Which oath?
The oath that you swore to as a police officer?
When you took it.
To support and defend the Constitution of the United States?
That's right, man. Finally, dude. Finally.
There's a couple oaths.
How many times
Because as we've talked about with
You
the
know how
blue
many
flag and the
officers
veterans,
I have
I'm also a
asked?
veteran and we use the same oath.
Thank you.
You know how many officers I've asked that
Yeah.
question and not one could answer that question but you?
Right.
Well, and I think, I can't speak for them, but there's confusion because there is a law enforcement oath that's different and it's like
Really
2
long.
pages long. So to try and recite that is almost impossible unless you're in the academy where they tell you to recite it over and over and over.
I
Makes
believe they
sense.
know exactly most of them know exactly which one I'm talking about because where I'm from, they watch my channel and they know which one I'm talking about, but they throw that in there just to like, which one?
Right.
But
To be, I mean,
But
I
you
can't
answered
speak
it.
for them.
You answered it, even though you said that.
Yeah.
So I got nothing to say with that.
Well, that's why I asked, which one are we talking about?
And that police oath, the long one that you're talking about, is that one nationwide, or is that
California.
per department? Oh, California.
I think it's California.
So let me ask a question. So we're all talking. I want to go back now. I'm sorry to cut. The investigation was investigated. Who investigated the whole thing? Because it was the city manager. Who investigated it? The chief? Is that who investigated?
I did.
Oh, you were the one that investigated
I
it.
reviewed the videos that you showed, that you had on your page, because I couldn't get the ones over there.
How come?
I don't know.
They wouldn't give you the videos either, huh?
Whatever you need.
I don't know. But I saw the videos that you and your other friend had posted. I watched those videos, and like I said, there wasn't a crime that was
Right.
committed.
Right. It was just unprofessional
Could
behavior.
it? Yeah, it could be deemed that it was
Are any of these
improper or
guys-
unprofessional.
Are any of these guys are gone? Are they your old friends?
Yeah, they're all gone.
Oh, they're all your old friends.
What do you mean?
All the people that were in service or whatever, that are gone now, that we just talked about. Are those guys your personal friends?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we've worked together for years. So you get to be
Wait a
friends.
minute. You're telling me Stockwell, you're his
I
friend?
didn't get to know Bob Stockwell that well. He wasn't here for very
Were you
long.
adjacent to getting to know him? Okay.
Not really.
All right. Well, the mayor's gone then. Everybody. Okay, they're your personal friends. They were out. All right.
I still talk to the mayor, the former mayor, every once in a
Right.
while. She's a citizen of the city.
And what does she say to you? Does she ever say, "How did they figure me out"?
No, typically it's if there's anything I can help you with, let me know.
Okay, man.
That's what she tells me.
Good.
She's very supportive.
Okay.
And thank
Well,
you for being professional.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to say when I came in here originally, they were painting this.
Right.
Right? And she was a very knowledgeable lady, and I just want to commend her, or whoever said it, that I didn't see the blue. All right. Thank you so much, okay?
Hands
Good
sweaty,
meeting you,
man.
man.
Yeah, hands sweaty.
Good meeting you, bud. Good meeting you.
Thanks
Stay
so
positive.
much.
Have a good
I
one.
wish you luck. I hope you can get it.
Tell Ferguson I said hi, man.
We will see.
Okay, good luck to you, man.
Have a good one, guys.
They need somebody in charge like you, you know?
What's that?
They need somebody with your demeanor that is doing the right thing, man. I mean that.
Appreciate it.
See you.
The next one.
And I won't ask you the third time. I kept saying Sean, Shannon.
That's right. It takes me
Janice.
a lot to say that, all right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
How are you?
Later. All right, guys. News Now California. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye now.